Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're diving deep today. Yeah,
Into
into two sources that'll make you question
really question.
everything you thought you knew about
Yeah.
reality and consciousness.
hmm
We're talking about
We are talking about the
the
Kybalion
Kybalion, yeah.
and the Law of
The
One.
Law of One. It's like we've got these two maps, right?
Right.
One's this ancient cryptic thing,
Super
and
old.
the other's like,
A message beamed from the
yeah,
stars.
exactly. So let's see what we can uncover.
Let's see what terrain they both
I
reveal.
love that. So the Kybalion,
This is a text that's
it's like shrouded in mystery a little bit.
it is attributed to Hermes Trismegistus.
Hermes Trismegistus, yeah, who's like this legendary figure.
Right. Supposedly from ancient Egypt and
The
considered
founder of like all this occult wisdom, right?
like astrology and alchemy and all that.
Yeah, it's like
He's a lot.
it's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, we've got the Law of One,
Which comes from
this entity called Ra,
right.
who claims to be.
A six-density social memory complex.
Which?
It's basically like a super evolved collective consciousness.
Okay, so we're talking like next level.
Next level consciousness.
Big time. So where should we begin with all this?
I think it makes sense to start with the Kybalion.
Okay, the Kybalion. Yeah.
It presents these 7 Hermetic principles
7 principles.
that supposedly govern reality.
Okay, so like the rules of the game
Kind of, yeah, it can be a bit overwhelming.
to try and grasp all 7 at once.
All 7 at once, for sure.
Maybe we can kind of group them.
Maybe group them thematically.
Yeah, like I'm seeing mentalism,
Mentalism.
correspondence, and vibration.
All seem to touch on
This idea of like,
how interconnected and dynamic reality is.
okay, so like everything's connected and in motion.
Exactly.
All right, so mentalism first.
This is the principle that
All is mind.
all is mind
It's like saying everything we experience.
is a product of thought.
What?
Big one.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Okay, and then correspondence,
Suggests that these
patterns and law
repeat across different levels.
of existence.
Yeah. As above, so below. Right?
Yeah, as above, so below.
So what happens on a small scale
Is reflective.
is reflected on a larger scale.
Okay, got it. And then there's vibration.
Everything is in constant motion.
Vibrating.
Yeah, everything vibrates.
It's kind of reminding me of like modern physics
Me too.
with atoms and subatomic particles and all that.
Right. All that stuff is
Always vibrating.
always vibrating.
And those vibrations like,
determine their properties.
yeah, and how they interact with each other
It's almost as if the Kybalion was hinting at this.
centuries ago.
Way before modern science.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if these principles are more like,
Universal laws.
yeah, than just philosophical ideas.
I mean, if they apply to the scene.
And the unseen realms,
Yeah.
maybe we can learn to like use them to our advantage.
That's a great question.
It's a big one.
It is.
Think about it.
Yeah. Think about the principle of mentalism.
All is mind.
If everything is mental.
Our thoughts have power.
Yeah, our thoughts are.
Creative power.
We're not just passive observers.
We're like active participants.
Shaping our reality.
Okay, that's
That's a big responsibility.
it's kind of daunting.
It is daunting.
If we're shaping reality with our
It
thoughts,
means we're responsible
for our thoughts.
and how they influence us and everything around us.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, but it's also incredibly empowering
Okay, how so?
because it means we can consciously choose our thoughts
Oh, I see.
and direct our mental energy.
To create the reality we want,
Exactly. It reminds me of the idea of manifestation.
which is,
Super popular these days.
yeah, everybody's talking about manifestation.
Right.
Okay, so we've got mentalism, correspondence, vibration.
Now let's talk about
Another one of the principles.
polarity.
Okay.
Suggests that everything has these two poles,
Poles.
opposite aspects.
Okay, so light and dark,
Yeah, up and down.
hot and cold,
But they're actually
James degrees.
of the same thing.
Oh, so it's like a spectrum.
It's a spectrum, yeah.
Instead of seeing them as like absolutes,
Right.
we can recognize them as points on this spectrum,
Exactly. And that can be really helpful.
especially when dealing with like challenges.
Totally imagine approaching a difficult situation,
Okay.
knowing that the seemingly negative aspects
Yeah.
are just part of a spectrum.
And can be transformed.
Yeah. How would that change your perspective?
I think it would make me feel less like,
Like a victim.
yeah, less like a victim and more like I have,
Some agency.
yeah, some agency.
Some control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so polarity is all about embracing the duality
Yeah.
of things.
And finding that balance.
And what about rhythm?
Rhythm reminds us that everything flows in
And
and out.
like the tides,
The
or the swing of a pendulum.
Everything rises and falls.
We can definitely relate to that.
For sure.
Like think
The
about
cycles of day and night.
day and night, the
Yeah.
seasons.
Ups and downs of life.
Yeah, we're always going through cycles.
We are.
So recognizing those cycles can help us
Ride the waves of change.
more gracefully.
Yeah, instead of getting caught up in the highs and lows.
Right.
We can find balance, understanding that everything
Changes.
all temporary.
Everything's temporary.
Yeah.
So we've covered mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, and rhythm.
What about cause and effect?
Oh yeah, cause and effect.
Everything happens according to law.
So there are consequences.
Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause.
For every action, there's a reaction.
It's a reminder that we're not just victims of circumstance.
That we have agency.
We're active agents in our lives.
Our choices matter.
Our choices have consequences.
And if we understand those consequences,
we can make better decisions.
Okay, makes sense. And then the final principle.
Gender.
Gender.
This one can be a bit tricky.
It's not about like biological sex, right?
No, it's about the masculine and feminine principles
That are present in everything. So like the creative and receptive forces.
Yeah, the forces that interact to generate and shape all things.
I've heard it compared to yin and yang.
That's a great analogy.
So it's about recognizing and balancing those energies
within ourselves
to achieve harmony.
become whole.
Okay, so the Kybalion is giving us this framework
A framework
for understanding reality.
in ourselves.
Yeah, it's like a toolkit
It is like a toolkit
for navigating
the inner and outer world
using thought as a creative force.
and recognize
That everything is connected.
everything is connected.
So much to think about.
So much.
We've only just scratched the surface of the Kybalion.
We have
And we still have.
the whole world of the law of one to explore.
I know. I'm excited to see how it connects to all of this.
Me too. What do you think so far?
I'm already blown away by how much these two sources seem to align.
Fascinating.
It's like we've explored this ancient map,
And now
we're about to get this transmitted.
from another dimension.
Exactly. I can't wait to see where this deep dive takes us.
Me neither.
Right, let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, so we just explored the wisdom of the Kybalion,
We did.
and now it's time to tune into this
Cosmic transmission.
cosmic transmission, from Ra.
Bro.
This sixth-density social memory complex.
Mm-hmm.
You said it's like a super-evolved collective consciousness.
Yeah.
Can you unpack that a little bit?
Sure.
Like, what does that even mean?
Well, imagine beings who have evolved beyond individuality.
Okay.
They've merged their consciousness into this unified whole.
Whoa.
They exist on a higher vibrational plane,
Okay.
accessing this vast pool of knowledge and wisdom
So it's like
accumulated over eons.
it's like a universal library of experience.
Exactly.
Right, so it's not just one being.
No.
It's like a collective of being.
It's a collective.
You've merged into one super consciousness.
Right.
That's wild.
It is pretty wild.
So how did they communicate with us?
Wow.
You mentioned something about channeling.
Right. The Law of One material was obtained through a process.
Oh?
Similar to seances.
Okay.
Where a group of individuals facilitated communication with Ra.
So they were like the intermediaries.
Exactly. It's a fascinating story.
Yeah.
But maybe we can save that for another time.
Okay, another deep dive.
Yeah.
Let's focus on the message itself for now.
Let's focus on the message.
What's the central message from Ra?
It's all about the Law of One.
Law of one.
The principle of unity and interconnectedness.
Of all things.
Of all things. Does that sound familiar?
It does. It's like echoing the Hermetic principle of mentalism.
Right.
All is mind.
All is one.
Everything being interconnected.
Yeah.
So we've got the Kybalion, this ancient text.
Right.
And then Ra, this entity from who knows where.
Right.
Both pointing towards this fundamental oneness.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty mind-blowing convergence.
It is pretty mind-blowing.
Considering they come from such different perspectives.
Totally different perspectives.
Totally. And it gets even deeper.
It does get deeper.
What do you mean?
Well, Ross suggests that our purpose here in third density, that's us here and now,
Oh, okay.
is to learn the ways of love
Hmm?
and choose our polarity.
Choose our polarity. What does that mean?
According to Ra, we have a fundamental choice
Okay.
to focus on service to self
Okay.
or service to others.
So like which way we direct our energy.
Exactly. And this choice shapes our spiritual evolution.
It does.
It determines the path we take.
So it's not about being good or bad.
No, not about good or bad.
It's about the direction we focus our intentions.
Yes, our intentions and our actions.
And each choice influences our spiritual growth.
Exactly.
This reminds me of the Kybalion's principle of polarity.
Yeah.
How everything has its opposite. So it's like Ra's saying these opposite paths,
Uh-huh.
service to self and service to others,
Yeah.
are also ultimately part of the same spectrum.
That's a great observation.
Like two sides of the same coin.
Exactly. Like two sides of the same coin.
Are you ready for another mind-blowing concept from Ra?
Are you ready for it?
I think so. Hit me with it.
Okay, how about wanderers?
Wanderers.
Ra explains that wanderers are beings from higher densities
Higher densities.
who choose to incarnate on Earth
Wait, what?
to help humanity.
So they're like cosmic volunteers.
Like cosmic volunteers.
Getting down here to help us out.
Yeah, they volunteered to come here,
But why would they do that?
knowing they'll face the challenges of third density
Right.
and the veil of forgetting,
Fail forgetting.
which obscures memories of their past life
And their true nature.
and their true nature.
Wow, so they're like taking a huge risk
They are.
to come down here and help us.
They do it out of compassion
Compassion.
and a desire to serve others.
That's incredible.
It is pretty incredible.
So what do these wanderers do here?
Well, according to Ra, they radiate love and light,
Okay.
helping to raise the vibration of the planet.
So they're like raising the overall consciousness
Exactly. They might not even be aware of their mission.
because of the veil of forgetting.
Yeah, the veil can be pretty effective.
Wow. So someone listening right now could be a wanderer
It's
and
possible.
not even know it.
Yeah. What would that even feel like?
I don't know.
Well, wanderers often feel different.
Different.
Like they don't quite belong here.
Yep.
They might have a strong sense of purpose
Yeah.
or feel drawn to spiritual pursuits. Some even remember fragments of past lives.
Past lives.
Or have this deep yearning for a home they can't quite place.
Oh, wow. That gives me chills.
Right.
And sometimes I do feel a bit out of place myself.
Yeah.
Like I'm meant for something more.
I hear you.
Does that mean it could be a wanderer?
It's possible, but remember the most important thing
Okay.
is to focus on your own journey of growth.
Growth and evolution.
Regardless of whether you're a wanderer or not.
We're all here to learn and expand.
Expand our consciousness. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
It does.
So we've got this law of one.
This choice between service to self or service to others
Right.
and these wanderers who have come to help us out.
Yeah.
Is there anything else from Ra that really stands out?
Well, Ra also talks about a harvest.
A harvest.
At the end of each cycle.
Okay.
It's a kind of evaluation process where
Yeah.
souls are assessed based on their spiritual progress.
Oh, okay. So like a cosmic report card.
In a way, yes, but it's not about judgment or punishment.
Okay.
It's more about guiding souls.
Guiding
them towards the experiences and lessons they need
Okay.
for further evolution.
So those who have made sufficient progress
Towards love and light.
graduate to a higher density.
Exactly. They move on to the next level.
And what about those who haven't made enough progress?
They continue cycling through third density.
Third density.
Experiencing the catalysts they need.
To learn and evolve.
To learn and evolve.
It's all about growth?
It's all about growth and progression.
So there's a lot to take in.
It is a lot to take in.
We've got these ancient Hermetic principles
Right.
that align with modern science.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
These channeled messages from Ra, talking about the law of one.
The law of one.
The choice between service to self and service to others.
Yeah.
These cosmic wanderers.
Wanderers.
And it's a harvest at the end of each cycle.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's like a giant cosmic tapestry.
It is like a tapestry.
With all these intricate threads woven together.
Yeah.
But it's also incredibly inspiring.
Incredibly inspiring.
Right, both the Kybalion and the law of one,
Yeah.
despite their wildly different origins,
Totally different origins.
seem to converge on some key points. Like they're both pieces of a larger puzzle,
Yeah.
helping us understand reality consciousness, the human journey.
Absolutely.
And what's really striking me is how both sources emphasize
What's that?
the power of thought
The power of thought.
and conscious choice.
Purchase choice.
It's like they're both saying,
What?
hey, you have more control over your reality than you realize.
That's a big one.
That is a big one.
Yeah.
And I think that brings us to a crucial point in our exploration.
A crucial point.
We've looked at the Kybalion and the law of one separately,
Separately.
but now it's time to bridge the ancient and the modern.
Bring them together.
What happens when we start comparing and contrasting them?
Yeah. What new insights can we uncover?
I'm ready to dive even deeper.
Let's do it.
Let's see what happens when we bring these two maps of reality together.
And see how they overlap.
Yeah, and where they diverge.
I'm excited.
Let's go. All right, so we've journeyed from ancient Egypt
Ancient Egypt.
to the distant stars,
Yeah.
exploring the Kybalion
The Kybalion.
and the cosmic perspective of the law of one. Now let's bring these two maps of reality together
Yeah, let's see.
and see what new landscapes emerge.
What do you see?
What common threads stand out to you?
Well, the emphasis on the power of thought is pretty undeniable.
Yeah, the Kybalion with its principle of mentalism, all is mind,
Right.
and the law of one with its focus on conscious choice and manifestation.
Both suggesting that we're
Active participants.
active participants in shaping our reality.
Yeah, our thoughts aren't just fleeting things.
No.
They have real power.
Real power.
But it's not just about shaping our personal reality.
Right.
Both sources talk about this
This journey.
and this journey of spiritual evolution
Spiritual evolution.
towards greater understanding and connection with the one.
It's fascinating how they approach this concept.
Yeah, how so?
Well, the Kybalion focuses on mental alchemy.
Mental alchemy.
Refining and transforming ourselves.
So like an inner journey.
It is like an inner journey.
Mastering our thoughts and emotions to create change from within.
Using these principles to transcend limitations.
And achieve higher states of consciousness.
Exactly.
Whereas the law of one seems to
Take
take...
more cosmic perspective.
Right, putting our individual journey
Yeah.
within the context of this grand universal evolution.
Right. We're not just evolving as individuals.
Mm.
We're part of a collective consciousness moving towards greater unity.
It's like we're working on ourselves
Mm-hmm.
and contributing to the evolution of the whole simultaneously.
Beautiful way to put it.
So it's like a cosmic dance.
A cosmic
And
dance.
individual and collective evolution.
I like that.
Now, are there any areas where these sources diverge?
Yeah, there are some subtle but significant differences.
Okay, like what?
Well, the Kybalion really leans towards mental mastery
Okay.
and personal transformation.
Providing tools and techniques.
It's like a guidebook for navigating the inner landscape of the mind.
Okay, so like a more practical approach.
I think so, yeah.
While the Law of One
A
offer,
broader cosmic view of reality.
okay, more of a big picture perspective.
It delves into the nature of consciousness, the different densities of existence,
Yeah.
the interplay of free will and destiny.
It's more like a grand cosmic narrative.
It is like a grand cosmic narrative.
So the Kybalion empowers us through mental alchemy.
Right.
And the Law of One provides this cosmic context for our journey.
Yeah, like the two sides of the same coin.
They're both illuminating different aspects of this incredible journey we're all on,
Amazing.
offering unique perspectives and valuable insights.
Yeah.
Like having two different lenses
Two different lenses.
to view the mysteries of reality.
I love that analogy.
This deep dive has been a real mind bender.
It has.
We've explored ancient wisdom,
and
cosmic messages, uncovered fascinating connections,
so many
and
connections.
thought-provoking idea.
Thought-provoking.
If you had to distill it down to one key takeaway,
One key takeaway.
what would it be?
I would say reality is far more valuable and interconnected
Okay.
than we often perceive.
Then we realize,
Both the Kybalion and the Law of One point to the power of thought,
yeah,
the importance of conscious choice,
and
the interconnectedness of everything.
we are all connected
We are all connected, and that empowers us to become active participants.
in shaping our reality
Shaping our reality.
and contributing to the evolution of consciousness.
Exactly.
That's powerful stuff.
It is powerful.
What's been the most mind-blowing or thought-provoking idea for you?
You know, the concept of wanderers has really stuck with
The
me.
wanderers, yeah.
These beings choosing to come to Earth from higher densities
To help us.
to help us, it speaks volumes about love and compassion.
Yeah.
It inspires me to consider how I can contribute to the betterment of humanity.
That's beautiful. And I think that sense of service,
Service.
of contributing to something larger than ourselves,
Yeah.
is a common thread running through both sources.
Right.
Whether we focus on self-mastery or serving others,
Yeah.
it's about aligning ourselves with a higher purpose,
A higher purpose.
contributing to the evolution of consciousness.
It all comes back to that.
It really does. This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has been incredible.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
As we explored these fascinating sources,
Fascinating.
for those who want to explore further,
Yeah,
I encourage you to check out the Kybalion and the Law of One for yourselves.
definitely.
Ponder the principles we've discussed and see how they resonate with you.
You might be surprised.
There's a wealth of wisdom to be uncovered,
Wealth of wisdom.
and it's a journey that can lead to profound personal growth,
And
spiritual awakening.
sexual awakening.
Until next time,
Keep exploring.
keep questioning and keep expanding your awareness.
100.